Anthony Taylor can do one. Rayon Cherokee can do one. Pep Guardiola can do one. Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, go cancel your podcast. Everyone who called Patrick Dorgu a flop before giving him even a single year at this United team can sit down as well because Manchester is red right now. On paper, right ahead of time, given everything we've seen, this was meant to be a nightmare start from Michael Carrick's interim career as United boss, but it couldn't have gone any better, quite frankly. We dominated Man City 2-0 at home. We're here to react to the match, talk about the result, talk about the performances, share our player ratings as well. You guys know the drill by now. This is United versus everybody. I am your host, Sean. You guys are the UEVE community. Welcome back, you guys. We're going to kick things off, though, with some news, so make sure you guys are getting involved. But most importantly, because we are on the road to 3K, I love seeing the community grow, love seeing all the new faces and all the old regulars contributing, supporting the channel, welcoming everybody, pushing the likes and everything. Please hit that like. Please subscribe. More importantly, just hit that like button if you're buzzing about 3 points, a big, massive 3 points at home to City, you guys. And before we do get going, remember, it is 20% off in the UVE store right now. A couple more days for that. So go take advantage of that. Maybe get yourself an Mbumo shirt to celebrate today's win and his goal. But yes, let's go get involved. Let me see who's in the chat first and foremost. Danny B in the house. Big up, Danny. Yes, hit that like button for me on the way in. Do appreciate that. Danny says, best performance in a long time. It was an excellent performance. It is one of those frustrating, and we'll talk about maybe a little bit more about that tomorrow, but it's bittersweet for a couple of reasons, right? Because you're like, where was this performance before? It can't simply just be down to new manager bounce or something. The players, again, this is one of those performances that makes me feel like the players just gave up in the last couple of weeks. We'll talk about that a little more tomorrow as well, but it was a good performance. We're going to isolate it on today. I don't want to, split hairs or anything. Dylan leaving me one. Dylan is in Chi-Town, the Windy City. Hit that like button. Just a quick pop in. Good win today. Played like a team. Looked lethal on the counter, barring the offsides. Need to bring that mentality every match. Yes, big up, Dylan. Dylan taking the time to check in. Debasi says, did anyone see the news of the person missing after the game? His name is Holland. Oh, yes. That is why Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt can go ahead and cancel their podcast, because some of the shit that they were talking ahead of time is ridiculous. So we're going to, of course, talk about all that. But I want to talk about the news first. Let's kind of ease into it, you guys. It is he is in Leach's pocket, Danny. It is nice. How's the weather where you guys are? Because it has been nuts here. It's freezing cold, snowy, getting the snifflies and everything. You know what really helps though during these cold, blistering months? The dust is everywhere. It's dry, a little cold. You know what really helps keep my immune system going? Really helps make me feel comfortable is a nice IV drip of Pep Tears. It really does help. You get it right into your system, really starts kind of getting the blood flowing. It makes me feel 115% better. But yes, get yourself an IV of Pep Tears, cheaper than NyQuil. Feels much better than DayQuil too. Hook yourself up some of that right into your veins. That's where it goes. Keep that in mind next time the winter blues get you down. So let's talk a little bit about some news. Let's dive right into this. Have a warm tea. I prefer Pep Tears. Inject them into my veins, man. I love it. So let's talk a little bit of news first. Speaking on the football terrace, you guys know we posted a little bit about this yesterday. I obviously did that short yesterday, but I want to talk to you guys live as well. I did put out the poll too. Ben Jacobs claims that United have held talks this week with a secret midfielder. He claims that it's a player who's got Premier League experience, not currently playing in England, but playing in Europe. It would be a loan till the end of the season, and it is not Ruben Neves. I know a lot of people online posting this. Ruben Neves. It's not Ruben Neves. There aren't many players, though, who tick all these boxes, right? You've got guys like Cesar Casere. I don't really think that one's going to happen. Dani Ceballos technically has got some Premier League experience with Arsenal, and he's not really a starter at Madrid. Don't think that one's the thing, though. Billy Gilmore has been out, though, since November with a groin injury. Don't really think he's expected back. So a lot of people are having guesses. I put out the poll, and most of you kind of agree that it is one of these two guys. If I had to guess, it's either Carney Chukwuemeka or Ruben Loftus-Cheek would probably be my guess. Now, Carney moved to Dortmund not that long ago, not really regular starter. We were linked to Carney about a year and a half ago as well. Age profile matches. He's versatile. It is a loan though, so it makes me think, not really that much. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is also not a regular starter. The loan move would make sense for someone older like him, just to kind of help us maybe get bodies. Casemiro's struggling a bit. Of course, though, this could all just be bollocks. It could be PR from the club. Who knows? But wanted your thoughts. So far, most of you think it's either Ruben Loftus-Cheek or complete bollocks. So could go either way. It's amazing how often those two things coincide at United these days. But this is the left one because we're never right. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in that poll. We've had like almost 80 people voting on that poll so far. So really happy to see people getting involved with that. Really happy to see that means people are finding the channel as well. So get involved in the polls, guys. Always check the post section of the channel page. So much going on in there. And that's where you're going to hear about like sales in the store. There's going to be polls in there all over the place. There are links in there for legends and starting 11 members to kind of get access to WhatsApp group and whatnot. Always check the post as well. So moving on, we've also been linked to a center back as a potential replacement for Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is out of contract in the summer. This is coming from the Daily Mail, so you guys can just let me know how you feel. But apparently, Murillo, who plays for Forest, is open to leaving Forest next summer despite signing a new improved 4.5-year deal in January of last year. Understood the Brazilian is prominent on United's radar as they prepare for the departure of Harry Maguire. I don't know where you guys stand on someone like Murillo these days. I thought he was very, very good last season. He hasn't really set the world alight this season, personally, for me. Few high-profile errors. His numbers are still decent. Like, his numbers haven't really fallen or anything, comparatively speaking. Defensive stats all well above average. Take-ons is in the top 3% for center backs. That's where he shines, is kind of building out from the back. He's very mobile, but he's just watching him play. Again, this is where the numbers and the eye test kind of conflict with each other, because watching him play, for me, it's not like he's bad. He definitely is not playing as well as he was last. Kind of like Baleba. He's definitely not doing very well. Like Danny says, the injuries perhaps played a role in that. Forest overall are not doing, they need to look over their shoulder, Forest. West Ham, last time I checked, they're up 1-0 against Spurs. Spurs are absolute shit this season. You never know what could happen. So, maybe Forest could go down. So Jim says, welcome, Jim says, I think he's decent. Yeah. Again, he's not bad. But if you watch him play last season and watch him play this season, maybe Danny's right. Maybe the injuries are playing a role. That does happen. So Danny says he needs an aerial dominant CB. Yeah, I don't think we can get Murillo and play him next to Licha. And I don't know, because he's got a long contract. He'd probably cost a bit. If there's a player that we're from Forest that we're going to try to take advantage of, perhaps if they get relegated, it's definitely got to be Elliot Anderson for me. There are other center backs out there who I think we can go and get that wouldn't maybe cost as much or something. But granted, you never know what could happen. City could decide to go ahead and spend. They might get Marguehi all of a sudden. I don't know what the hell is going on at City. Like, they just got Semenyo. They might go get Marguehi. I have no idea what to make of that club anymore, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. No clue whatsoever. But yeah, let me know if you're still feeling Murillo. Like I said, I don't think he's bad at all. I just don't think that he's as good as he was last season for me. But it's not. Doesn't mean I feel like I'm right or anyone else is wrong. Just my feelings, just watching Forest play a little bit this season. So, what do you guys make of this Oliver Glasner news? By the way, this has been confirmed now, both by a number of sources, including Romano and Oliver Glasner himself, that he will leave Crystal Palace in June. Glasner himself has recently come out and made a statement. Decision is already taken. Months ago, I had a meeting with Steve Parrish in October, international break. We had a long talk. Told him I will not sign a new contract. We agreed at the time it was the best to keep it between us, the best that we could do, and keep it confidential. But now it's important to have clarity. We've had a very busy schedule, so that's why we didn't want to talk about it. Steve and I want the best for Crystal Palace. So Glasner checking out of Palace. We've kind of said this for a while now, right? We've been talking about this, I feel like, for months and months. I feel like Glasner is kind of just completely done with the way Crystal Palace operate kind of as a selling club. They don't really show any ambition And I think that what he did last year was in spite of Palace, not because of Palace, if that makes sense. Winning the FA Cup final was huge for them. They got screwed a little bit when it came to a European spot. It is what it is, but they're constantly selling their best players. They're not really replacing their players adequately enough. I don't know if they have the best recruitment now that Doogie Friedman's gone, because he played a big part. We just did that director of football stream a couple days ago. If you guys go ahead and check that out again, but Doogie Friedman was a big part of guys like Wharton, Gehi, Olise, Eze. He was the one who brought those all to Palace, and now he's off in the Saudi league helping some second tier club do its thing. And so your recruitment has to be spot on, especially if you're a club down there like Palace or like Brighton or Brentford or something, when you live or die on that kind of stuff. But what do you think about Glasner? When Dylan and I did the manager replacement video a couple months back, he was the outstanding favorite. Everybody who went into the link to the poll voted for him. He's still the clear favorite on there. A lot of us have cooled on him. I've cooled on him. He was actually my pick. Now I've definitely cooled on him. Debasi says, nah, don't want him. I think we could definitely do better. Debasi for sure. Danny's not a big fan. Yeah, he's definitely cooled. I think they've got like no wins in their last like 9 or 10 matches. They're struggling. I know they're playing today. Are they playing? I think they're playing Sunderland. Let me just check and see what that is at right now. Yeah, they're tied 1-1 right now with Sunderland. Burnley, come on, help us out, Burnley. I'd love to go back to fourth, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, like I said, most of you wanted him. I don't know how many of you are still there. Maybe you never wanted him, but most people who voted for Glasner. Here's a better question for all of you who maybe don't want Oliver Glasner. Are you worried at all then that United could go for him? Supposedly, we're looking for someone with Premier League experience. He doesn't, to me, strike me as he's definitely not in the tier of like an Emery even, or definitely not anywhere near like an Enrique or like a Tuchel or anything like that. For me, he's right there in like the Eddie Howe kind of level, like probably too good for Palace, maybe not. I see him at like Spurs, maybe his next club, because we know Thomas Frank's probably not seeing the rest of the season. I can see Glasner at Spurs as like the next step up, perhaps, but or maybe like a Newcastle, because Newcastle have been consistently up and around, but maybe with a bigger budget. I don't know, but are you worried at all that United could go for Glasner? Do you think he would even want to come work under our owners and this director of football and all this structure though? Because it's not exactly better. I mean, the structure we have is absolute dog shit, but yeah, let me know if you're worried at all about that. Would you take him? Are you just over it? And maybe get your pick in as well while we're on the subject for next manager. For me, I'm still right now. I definitely, it's hard. I definitely probably look at Enrique or an Emery. Those are probably my top two choices, given trying to be as realistic as possible here. I do think like Enrique could be realistic in the summer. Emery, that one's a little difficult. It's difficult to say because yes, you can say like what they're doing at Villa is excellent, but at the same time, Aston Villa is not Manchester United, and so I don't think that he would turn it down, the opportunity. But let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this match a little bit because if you can't tell, my throat is just a little sore because I was just losing my shit watching this match. What a good match, man. Seriously, what an absolute stellar match. I was not nervous at all. I don't know about you guys. Not nervous at all during this entire 90 minutes. I thought that we were the dominant side. I thought that we were the most dangerous looking side. We did well to set up in a good shape, which I'll show you guys here in a second. I thought we did well. We looked dangerous every time we hit them on the break, which I don't have a problem with. But so that starting 11 came out, though, that, and a lot of questions were raised. Obviously, no Xerxes in the squad. I read from Nathan Salt that Xerxes had a little bit of a calf issue. He's not in the squad. Shesko on the bench. Mbumo as the 9, which we'll talk about in a little while because I had mixed feelings about him at the 9. And it maybe had more to do with the way we've been playing versus the way we played today. Maybe once I saw the way we were playing, my feelings shifted a little bit. Not entirely, but obviously. So Adalo, Maguire, Licha, Shaw back 4, which is basically what we sort of predicted in the match preview. I thought Maguire did very well. We had a midfield, Casemiro and Menu, which was another way we thought we could set up, and obviously Bruno. Now, the interesting one was putting Dorgu on that left wing. We've seen him play right wing. We've seen him play left wing back, play on the left wing, really forced to have to start playing balls in behind, really forced to have to start crossing. And Dorgu had an excellent match in my opinion. And then obviously Ahmad starting as well on that right-hand side as well. Was there anything you guys would have changed for the starting 11 or anything? Jack Fletcher, obviously on the bench too. Malacia is still on the bench. That was interesting. Danny says Shesko is going to find it hard to make it into this team. Yeah, and I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It is a big step up from the Bundesliga to Premier League, especially for Manchester United, and especially when you're just 22 years old. Not everyone is Erling Haaland, for instance. Like, it's just the way it is. So you can't compare everyone to Erling. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying in general. So it is a big step up. Same with Dorgu at times. Same with a lot of the young players, Mainu even at times. Like, we should be getting better at getting rotation options to where not only do we not have to rely on youngsters, but we don't have to put that pressure on them, quite frankly. Just checking my IV of pep tears, making sure I'm getting a good drip in here. Debye says Shesko won't work with a low block, so maybe Carrick is resting him out. I think he can. I think it just depends on if there are some bodies around him when we get on the counter or when we play it long. Because, like I said before, at Leipzig, Shesko played in a front two with Openda, and so it was a constant. Like, one of them would run, one of them would win the flick, one of them, and vice versa. I think Shesko will do better when there's runners around him, when he's not isolated. It's been very easy to defend against Shesko because of the way we've been using him. He can play off the shoulder. We've seen him do that, playing in and around the channels, making these runs. He makes a lot of runs. He made a lot of runs against Brighton. We just weren't finding him. But maybe he's just, Carrick was just taking it easy a little bit. I could see that. Danny said Mbeumo would be the 9. Well, you got it then. You called it. Jim says, will any of the good coaches want to play under our regime? It's a question. It's definitely a question. It's always going to be difficult for a coach to turn down Manchester United. I'm not saying it's impossible. Like, it's difficult. We've had coaches turn us down in the past. Like, it just is what it is. But I think that the chance to come coach United, especially if you're at a club like Aston Villa or someplace like that, it is different. Now, I say that fully saying, like, we need a new director of football because Jason Wilcox is not fit for purpose. I think that could do a lot. Someone who's got the experience, because it's like Jason Wilcox is also learning. Like, the guy doesn't even know where his lane is as a director of football, and we need someone like best in class who we don't have to sit here. We can't have training wheels at every single level of this club right now. That's not helping at all. Read in it. Welcome back. Says Bruno was the first player to create 6+ chances and provide an assist in a Premier League game against City. Yeah, I mean, I've got some numbers too when we do the player ratings as well. But yeah, there are United fans who don't like Bruno. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Tobias says Carrick did improve the striker at Middlesbrough. Yeah, I mean, Chuba Akpom looked excellent under him as well. And I saw a stat earlier during his first season there. It was like they were first in like XG, created big chances, a lot of that stuff. Like, he is. I told you guys that it was going to feel a little like rude at times, where we were going to get that ball forward quickly, get some numbers in the box, and try to basically just get goals. And that's what we did today. Go watch that Carrick tactics video if you guys haven't done so yet. I'm telling you right now, pep tears injected into your veins feel very, very good. Get yourself an ID, man. Go for it. Let's talk about this performance a little bit, looking at it from a numbers point of view, because honestly, God, like, it was an absolutely dominant performance from United today. We had less of the ball, which we actually do better at. We had like less than a third on average of possession, so like 32% possession. What we did, big up Agile. Good to see you again, my friend. 7 shots on target, though. 6 big chances created on the night. 2 goals to show for it. XG of 2.03, so right around where we want to be. Contrastingly, City had just 1 shot on target. Maybe Erling Haaland was tired from picking up Licha and carrying him around, right, Scholesy? I don't know. But Haaland got hooked, so that was hilarious. We still need to do better with our chances, though. Again, we had 3 goals chalked off for offside. 1 went off the crossbar from Harry Maguire's header. 1 went off the bar from Ahmad's late attempt. 10 shots were from inside the box, and just 2 goals to show for it. Not good. Granted, Donnarumma had an absolutely stellar game. Like, he made a ton of good saves and everything. So fair play to Donnarumma, but I felt like City's defense was there to be. I said that in the preview. Their defense is where they're weak. We have to get at them high up the pitch. And I'm very, very happy that that's what we did, because Kushanov and Elaine looked shaky as fuck. And I was so happy about that, because we won a few throw-ins, we won a few corners, and we caused them a few problems by just sticking to them like glue. Because again, off the ball, we were dominant. We had a really good shape as well. We made ourselves difficult to break down. Funny how that works. You make yourself less open, and suddenly teams aren't getting as many chances. I mean, literally, City had one shot on target all night. We won the most duels on the night. We made twice as many tackles. We had nearly twice as many interceptions as well. And like, it's just amazing what can happen when you just start making yourself more difficult to break down. The opposition has to try to figure things out. They lose a little confidence. You gain a little confidence. You start to build on these little things. You have to build small and work your way up. You can't start with this crazy, crazy tactical stuff sometimes. But I thought it was an absolute dominant performance from us, you guys. I'm going to switch over to this view so we can all see what we're doing here. So we're going to do player ratings now, because I want to know your guys' thoughts as we go through the 11. We talk about Michael Carrick and whatnot. Let me know as we go along, too. If you're a member, you have access to the man of the match emoji. You can let me know when we get to your man of the match who it was. But make sure you like, you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's dive into the player ratings, starting at the back with Senna Lamans. Just the one save that he had to make all night, but I thought he looked good in some cases. He probably could have let that ball go out for a corner if you want to look at it in hindsight and split hairs. But honestly, in that situation as a keeper, if you're not 100% sure, you just get a hand to it and get it out of here. That's all there is to it. And I'm not going to fault him for it. It didn't really go to anything, but he made some good saves later on. Dallo kind of got in his way. We almost got away with one a little bit later on, but I thought Lamans had a good game. His distribution looked a lot better tonight. He's completing a lot more of his passes. He looked a little bit more confident in those situations as well. So it helps. It helps when your defense is sorted. It helps when you're a little bit more difficult to break down. I like that a lot. But let me know what you guys are giving Senna Lamans. I'd probably give him like a 7 on the night. Not because he was good. Andreas says 7.8. I'd probably give him a 7. Because again, 6, if he hadn't have made the save, he hadn't, like, his distribution had been good, I'd probably just give him a 6. But 7 because, I mean, he just looked better in some areas. He just didn't have much to do, so it's hard to, like, for him to stand out. But let me know what you're rating Senna Lamans at, you guys. I'm going to go with a 7. Andres is going with a 7.8. I like it. I got no problem with that whatsoever. Let's see. Jim's giving him a 7. Not much to do. Yeah, not much to do. And then when he did have to do stuff, he looked really good. So don't have a problem with it at all. But yeah, 7 sounds about right for me. I'm going to go 7. Agile says Burnley score. Big up, Burnley. Yes. Go on. Get fucked. I saw that Dorgu's got more goals and assists than Florian Wirtz in about 300 less minutes this season too. So there's that. Moving on. Luke Shaw. It was worrying a bit with Semenyo. Obviously, Semenyo is a handful, but I thought Shaw had an excellent game. Despite the early booking, I was worried when both our fullbacks were on yellows in the first, 16, 17 minutes. That was a problem, but both ended up toeing the line. They did just fine. His passing was solid. Shaw's long balls were very good. He made tackles. He made interceptions. Very, very good from Luke Shaw tonight. Another excellent performance from him, and he's looking just fine. Agile's giving Lamans 7.5. Yeah, dude, Dorgu was a monster, yeah. But what would you give Shaw for your rating? I'd probably give Shaw probably like a 6.5, maybe a 7 if you just want to look at it purely from just like a composure. Because I thought he handled Semenyo very well. I could be convinced to go to a 7, honestly. There's not many that had a poor match tonight. I think as we go along, perhaps Dallo is probably the lowest rating I would give tonight. Agile's giving Shaw a 6. Yeah, 6, between 6 and 7. I'll split the difference and go 6.5. I thought he had a really good game. But let me know your guys' thoughts in there. What about Licha? Jim's giving Shaw a 6 as well. What do you guys say about Licha? I mean, does Licha get an extra point or two for absolutely mugging off Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt? Kept a clean sheet against Holland tonight. He got that ponytail weirdo hooked late in the second half because he just would have them on toe. He just had him in his pocket the whole night, man. Licha won each of his duels. He had one ground duel, one aerial duel, and he won both of them. Made some very, very, very crucial challenges in and around the box as well. Coming across, just sliding in and just being right place, right time. And that's what I like to see from Licha. I can't, again, he's another player. I don't know why United fans don't rate him. Like, injuries aside, which honestly is not necessarily like he's injury prone. Those first two big injuries were both contact injuries. That's just, that can happen to anyone, and it has happened to anyone. Um, but he's excellent. He's absolutely excellent on the ball. He's perfect. Danny's giving everyone a 7 or above except Dallo. That's funny. Agile's giving Leach a 7.5. Yeah, I'm going to go as strong as like 7.58. He's an absolute baller, man. Yeah, excellent from Leach tonight. The box says an 8, and he pocketed the big guy. Yeah. Holland had, I think, like not that many touches from Holland tonight, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. And we were just cutting out. We were making ourselves difficult to break down. And Leach played a big role in that. Jim's giving him a 7.5. 7.5. So most of you guys are going around 7.5. Yeah, we'll give him a 7.5. Pretty good. If he had scored or he had an assist, or maybe if he had a little bit more to do, maybe we could give him more. We were just very good at even cutting things out before they even got to the back line, I thought, because City weren't like putting a whole lot of balls in the channels. They weren't putting a lot of balls into the box and everything. Just weren't. We nullified it. And we set them, when the preview, we talked about how they were going to try to get numbers into the channels, get a lot of runners in, and we just kind of made that impossible for them with the way we were setting up at times. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. But yeah, Licha, we'll go 7.5 for Licha. What about the big guy, Herodona? I thought Harry Maguire bossed it today, to be honest. He just kept things tidy, stepping in when he needed to step in, getting on the end of things when he needed to get on the end of things. Kind of kept Holland quiet too. He did his part. Made that excellent challenge. Came up bloody from it, but he did what he needed to do. Should have had a goal on that corner. Just came in a little early than he needed to, so he got under it a little bit, put it off the crossbar. But I thought what he did to get on the end of it is what we've been asking for him to do for years now, was come in on the front foot, get through everybody and get your head on it, rather than sticking at the back foot where he's not going to get as much power on the end of things. Oh, I feel refreshed. I can take off my Pep Tears IV now. I feel 115% better. What are you guys saying in here? Tobias says he also blocked Holland's sure shot to go. Was that Licha chance you were talking about? Agile says Maguire 7, did well, should have scored that header. Yeah, I should have scored that header personally. We could have, honestly, it could have been 4 or 5 tonight if you look at some of the chances we wasted. Like, we made City look like absolute idiots, man. Tobias says Maguire 8. Yeah, he was good. I thought he was very good. Jim's giving him a 6.5. Big up, Jim. Little lower. Let me know what would have made it. What would have made it a 7 or a 7.5, Jim? The boss says he built up for that in Boomago. Yeah, he went on that one of those runs that we see from Maguire pretty much once a match, where he drops the shoulder, beats the high press from the opposition, carries it all the way to the opposition half, and then just feeds it off to the right or something. He has that in his locker, Maguire, and we're gonna miss that if and when he leaves, because he is older now. We need some. I like defenders who are comfortable on the ball. Heaven has that, so maybe we won't miss it too much, because Heaven does do that as well. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Yeah, should have had a goal, could have had a goal. I'll go 7. I'll go 7 for Maguire, because it's not like he had a lot to do. But again, like Licha, just kept it simple, did things effectively, did things cleanly, did things well, and that's really all I ask from defenders. I don't need them to score goals. I don't need them to ping long balls all day. Do the simple things well and just do it smart, and that's all you need to do. But let's see. Oh, if you would have put it on target, would have given him a little more. All right, big up, no problem. All right, let's just get this over with. Let's talk about Dallo here, because he was. I thought he was poor early on in the match, like poor, and I'm going to bring up this chance that, again, sort of like the Brighton game, had the opportunity to really do something for us, and just his ball was just all sorts of wrong. Let me go ahead and play this for you guys here. I'm going to do that so you guys can't hear it, so I don't get in trouble. So he's got the opportunity. Amad's got nobody in front of him. Amad is fully just off on his own on the right, and this is what Dallo decides to do. Just Like, what are you doing with that ball, dude? No, I won't play it back for you. Just what is that ball from Dallo, man? I'm not trying to split hairs. I'm not trying to go in too harshly on him, but I'm like, dude, all you had to do was just lay that off, cushion that pass. That's literally all you had to do. And you couldn't do it. And we've seen him squander chances like that over and over again. He was very, very lucky to escape a red card. I think the only thing that saved him in that red card situation was the fact that he wasn't trying to like make a tackle. He was trying to basically just put his foot up to stop the ball, to block the ball. So he wasn't like lunging in. So it wasn't technically reckless. And I think his foot was maybe even like coming down a little bit. So it wasn't like, I didn't think it was high because Doku's leg was like lower. It's kind of like that Dorgu red we saw last season where he stepped on someone who was laying on the ground and they called it high because he stepped on the knee. Just because you step on a knee doesn't mean it's high. If the player's laying flat on the ground and your foot is like 2 inches off the ground, it's not high. But I think that maybe because he was just trying to block the shot, it helped him. But I did think he improved as the game went on, though. His long balls got a lot better. 2 tackles, 2 interceptions. He won 5 out of 7 duels on the night total. So really, really, really shaky start. But probably should have seen a red. Honestly, I can see why it wasn't made a red, but at the same time, I think he's very, very, very lucky. Let's see what you guys hear. Bilal is in the house. Big up, Bilal. Good to see you again. Big up, Sean. Brilliant win. The officials couldn't wait, dude. I don't think that was. I don't think Cunha was offside personally. But you guys can let me know. But what would you give Dallo? I'd probably give Dallo like a 5.5. Because just you can make an argument for a 6 because of how like looking at the numbers they were good. But I probably wouldn't go more than like a 5.5 personally. Debasi says sometimes good, sometimes shiz. 6.5 for Dallo. Yeah, I'd probably go for like 5.5. Agile says Dallo was poor at the start but played well after 6. Yeah, you got to give credit where it's due. The numbers got a lot better. The performance got a lot better. He started getting tighter to his man late on in the second half. And I think Dallo is a confidence player, not in like an arm around the shoulder confidence. I think Dallo needs the game state to give him the confidence. Like he needs to be up a goal or two and kind of be, we have to be like, the momentum's got to be on our side and whatnot for him to kind of really feel confident in things. I think he's too worried about making a mistake that he's too afraid to kind of fully commit to what he should be doing and given in various situations personally. Danny can't wait for, yeah. I was really hoping that they got bent by Nigeria, but it is what it is. We're all still happy for Maz, but I'd be happier if you were back starting. Bexy's in the house. Big up, Bex. It's a great result. I thought United would turn up 5 goals in the net against it. Yeah, we did. We were dominant, man. We were absolutely dominant. Bilal says, dude, I should be given a 20, man. Yikes. Yikes. Jim's giving him a 7. See, look at that. I take off my Pep's Tears IV and start coughing. It's very dry in my house. I need to go put on a humidifier. Agile says, when he's low on confidence, it affects him and he plays worse. Yeah, he's definitely a mentality player. Not that he's a mentality monster, but we call this in psychology, we call this an external locus of control. He's letting too much of the external, what's going on around him, he's letting that impact what's going on for him internally, rather than starting with confidence inside, starting with just resilience inside, maybe some self-talk and a bit of emotional awareness, and kind of letting that radiate to the outside. So he's letting all the external stuff impact his internal state. So there's your free psychology lesson for the day, you guys. Big up. But I was giving Dallo a 4, man. Sorry. Had just like a really dry patch in my throat there for a second. One of those coughs that makes your eyes water, clearly. Bexy says Dallo could have been sent. He could have. I do think he was saved just by the fact that it was controlled. It wasn't lunging. And I do think he's just put his foot up to stop the pass, not to like tackle any one person. I'm not excusing it. He's 100% lucky, but I think maybe that's what they were looking at. But Anthony Taylor tried. Bless him. He tried to get us fucked over today. Matt Hatter's back. Welcome. It says, not going to lie, I shed a tear watching today. Great to see how good they were, but Dallo and Casemiro need to be replaced. Yeah. Casemiro was not bad at all. He just can't hang anymore, man, physically. His legs just aren't there anymore. So most of us kind of giving Dallo, we're going to split that difference and call it a 5.5, because it looks like 6s, 6.5, 4, 7. I gave him like a 5. We're going to give him a 5.5. So, because his numbers did get better. Moving on. Casemiro, as we're talking about Casemiro, he still has that in him where he kind of goes to ground a little too eagerly. There was one lunge he made in our box that it was heart and mouth for a second there because I was like, what are you doing, dude? And he definitely can't hang for 60 minutes anymore. But try not to let that impact your rating because it was not a bad day at the office from Unk today. The guy was buddy, man. 10 passes into the final third, 4 tackles, 3 interceptions, won 6 of 11 ground duels today. He had the most tackles and most interceptions in the match before he went off. It was an excellent performance from Casemiro. He just can't last more than like an hour tops. He just can't, especially when there's so much movement in the midfield and he's struggling to keep up with it. It's a lot of those little movements. It's not the sprints and things. It's the constant changing of direction that puts a lot of strain on your legs to push off, to turn, to spin. Like I feel it too sometimes. But he's bossing it, man. He was absolutely bossing it. Tabasi says 6 for Casemiro, maybe 6.5. I'm honestly giving him probably another 7 personally. I'm trying not to let the fact that he can't hang for an hour, but it looked like Footmob has him going off injured, so maybe he did get injured, in which case harsh. But again, his numbers were absolutely impressive. I'm going to go 7 personally. Becky says we look dangerous today for the full 90. Yeah, no, I mean it was excellent from us start to finish. There was like a little bit of a spell late in the first half where City had like a shred of the momentum. They had a little bit of sustained pressure just outside our box, but we did well to weather the storm as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to Michael Carrick as well. The boss says 6.5, maybe 7.5. Yeah, what would you guys give Casemiro? I'd probably give him, he's another one I'd probably give it a 7 to personally. I thought he did very, very well today. Jim's giving him a 6. Yeah, I'm definitely giving him a 7. Jim's giving him a 6, 6.5. So right around that 6.5, we'll split the difference and call it 6.5. If anyone has anything else to say, let us know. Moving on to the other midfielder today, Kobbie Mainoo. I thought Kobbie Mainoo had a good match. Again, I've said that a lot, but because a lot of people had good matches today, I thought he did well to fight to win duels. He popped up. He didn't let things just run by him. Even when the play kind of went past him, he did well to fight, and he even won back a couple of those balls. He was press resistant on the ball as well. There were a couple spells where he was getting hounded by a couple City players, and somehow he just popped up out of that melee with the ball and then just drove it forward. Like that, if Kobbie Mainoo can do that on a weekly basis, like more of that, because that was perfect today. 2 out of 2 on the long balls, 3 tackles, 2 interceptions. He won loads of duels today, Kobbie. He had an excellent match today. As I was giving Casemiro a 7, yeah, I thought Casemiro was very good. Devasti is 6.5 to 7. I thought Kobbie did very, very well today. Bex says once the lid's back, could be the difference for Europe. It could be. A midfielder would not go amiss. We do need someone to replace Casemiro. I don't know how we haven't yet done that personally. Matt Hatter's given 6.5, 7. Most of you guys are going 7, 7. 6.5 says Bexy. 7 says Jim. Nota's back in the house. Brilliant day. Manchester is red. Yeah, big up, guys. Like the video if you're still buzzing. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you're new, let me know who you are and where you're watching from. I like to see how everybody's following the channel, how they hear about the channel. 7, yeah, we're gonna give Kobbie a 7 today. I think most people get 7s today. Let's talk about this guy because this guy had another absolutely dominant match today. He's looking better and better. He looked excellent today, even though he's kind of put on the left wing. We've seen him play on the right wing. We've seen him play left wing back. We'll him say right wing back today. He's just kind of all over the place. Won the most duels again today. He won 10 duels today. Made 4 tackles, 1 interception. He was always fighting Dorgu, drawing fouls left and right. He took his goal so well. Took advantage again of just inexperience, switching off City defense, popped up right place, right time. The finish was excellent. Put it away from Donnarumma, up high. Nothing he can do about it. And is doing excellent. I think he's got a goal and like 3 assists now. How many goal involvements for Florian Wirtz? Let's be honest. And Dorgu, remember, he only cost like 24 million. The guy was an absolute boss. The boss says 9 for Dorgu. Big up. Yeah, I'd probably go 8 personally. 8 to 9 is fair, I think. Bexy says 8. He was definitely my man of the match, Dorgu, today. He was perfect. Agile's giving him an 8.5. Debasi says man of the match. Mad Hatter's giving him an 8.5. Everybody's giving him man of the match. Big up, man. well done, Patty Dorgu, man. I'd like to see another Patty on the left back position, or I guess left wing, if you want to call it that. It's going to be interesting to see where his best position is because obviously I don't think Shaw can play left back week in, week out. Definitely not for the full 90. Dorgu ended up, I think I saw him slide over to right back too later on in match as well. So we'll see what his long-term position will be moving forward, but I'd probably still stick him as a left back personally. No doubt says Patrick Ballin Dorgu. Nice. Some of you guys are using your man of the match emojis. Now, YouTube doesn't let me show you the emoji on here, but does let me show you that you're using it. So y'all can see it in the chat, though. But big up. You guys do get, dude. Actually, there are a lot of misses today, man. A lot of misses. Cass should have done better with his. Ahmad should have done better with his. Harry Maguire should have done better with his as well. Man, everyone. Sounds like Dorgu's getting man of the match today. Big up, Dorgu, man. Edja says he bullied Rico Lewis and Kushanov. Yeah, you guys remember when I scouted Kushanov when he was still at RC Lons? Like that was like almost 2 years ago, man. And to his credit, Kushanov has looked good for City today. He just didn't look good, and I don't have a problem with that. But Ballin Dorgu, you got Tigre Claus is back in the house. Big up Tigre Claus. Yeah, already he's doing better than Florian Wirtz, but then again, everybody's doing better than Florian Wirtz. You guys are getting ball. Big up. Yeah, well done, Patty Dorgu, for his match, man. That was such a good match for him today. Bruno, let's talk about Bruno because he was actually the man of the match today. Created the most chances, created 6 chances, as one of you guys pointed out earlier. He got another assist. I think he's got 9 in the league now. Only Michael Elise has more assists in Europe's top leagues right now. So Bruno, again, quietly, even despite missing several matches, quietly like one of the best midfielders in Europe right now. His dribbles were good. His crosses were on point. Long balls were on point. Still made 4 tackles. Had an interception as well. 5 out of 9 ground duels for him, but somehow United fans don't like him, don't get it. But another excellent, excellent showing today from the captain. And did you see how he was literally coaching? And I saw Carl Anka, I think, post this as well. Bruno is a coach on the pitch. This is why having a player with that mentality, with the footballing IQ and stuff, someone who gets it, it's invaluable because you can't always really actively coach from the touchline. Sometimes it's just not possible. Having someone on the pitch like Bruno to calm people down, to direct traffic, that is invaluable. We can't afford to lose him and not replace him with someone who has it up here. We just can't. Agile's giving him an 8.5. Yeah, I'm giving Bruno. I think he and Dorgu are probably the highest rated ones for me today. Both of them are getting like 8.5, 9s. Bexy's giving him a 9. That's a big high praise from Bexy. Matter says Wirtz needs to be studied. They bless him. They try, Liverpool. They try. Tabasi says Bruno 8.5/9. Definitely. Are they getting bullied? Oh, hold up. We got to stop for a second. we got to see. Are Liverpool losing? Please tell me Liverpool are losing right now. All right. They're still 1-1. Sunderland are beating Palace. Tottenham have come back to level against West Ham, and Chelsea are up 2-0 against Brentford. We are still 5th right now. If Liverpool are a point above us, I wish Burnley need to come back and win this one, man. That would be freaking bricked up all weekend over that. Jim's giving Bruno an 8. Agile says he created 4 big chances. 4 big chances, 6 chances on the night. So, again, big up to Burnley. That's funny. Up them. So, yeah, I don't get why United fans don't rate Bruno. They've been on his case since he arrived. I really don't understand it. The guy's literally been one of the best midfielders in Europe, even since he arrived at United. So, but hey, it is what it is. Haters gonna hate. We'll talk about Amad. So, fewest touches on the night, despite always kind of being an option. But on the ball, though, I thought he was great. His dribbles are really good. His long balls are really good. He's getting a lot of good touches in the box. I still do need him to release that ball. There was a late chance where he just waited a little too long, tried to split 2 defenders with it, ended up losing it. Like, that kind of stuff I need him to cut out of his game, like, real quick. But I thought he had a really good match. And he did the classic Amad thing when I think it was Nico Riley was on the ball. Nico Riley was kind of dallying on the ball a little bit. Amad just kept hounding him, waited for his opportunity, stole that ball back, and then immediately won a foul because Riley had to foul him to try to win the ball back. Like, Amad does that all the time. We knocked out the Scousers in the FA Cup a couple of years ago because he did that to Harvey Elliott. He's done that several times where he just fights, he harangues the defender on the ball, wins the ball back, and then just goes on and creates an opportunity. Like Amad does that almost every single match, and I love it. There's not many wingers that are willing to do that. I have nothing but time for that kind of stuff. Agile says, I don't get these players. Yeah, everybody was terrible against Brighton, man. It was god awful. It was so awful, dude. Um, Jim, are you talking about Bruno? Still think he should go in the summer? Yeah, I'm not saying I would keep Bruno. I'm just saying if we lose Bruno, we have to replace him with a midfielder who actually knows football, who's got good IQ and is a leader and has mentality. Otherwise, it's a big step down for us. We're going to have a massive hole in the squad at that point. Devastis is giving him an 8 for Amad. I'd probably give Amad like a 7.5 tops. Because again, he wasn't getting on the ball. And a lot of that's not his fault. Like again, I showed you that clip from Dallo. Just what can you do with that? I just need him to start getting better, cutting out the holding on to the ball a little too long. But I like what he does to win the ball back. I don't see that from a whole lot of wingers. Danny says Amad has potential to be world class. He has potential. It's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward, though, with Mbeumo in the side as well, and Cunha in the side as well. When we play with wingbacks, you had both Mbeumo and Amad on the pitch at the same time. There's options, though. Like, for instance, I put up the possible 11 the other day where maybe Amad can play as the 10, maybe put him on the left wing. Maybe we have Bruno sitting a little deeper at times, playing that Carrick role, something that he's done all season. Could be an option. We have options, and I like that. But this is what happens when you have players who are versatile: is you have options now. Jim's giving him an 8.5. Yeah, I'd probably go 7.5 ish tops for me. But he's not. It's not because he was bad. I just needed him to do more, especially with that opportunity he had. He had to put that on target. He really did, personally. Let's see. Debas says 8.5. Agile says 7.5. I agree that Mount offside goal was him not releasing the ball early enough. I mean, I'm still I don't know. I feel like that one wasn't it wasn't that offside to me, but it is what it is. I'm not going to be all bitchy about it, but I'm not gonna go in on too much for stuff like that, just simply because I mean we're already winning the match. But yeah, stuff like that. He needs to release the ball a little earlier, and we can say if he would have done this all day, but it's something that you guys, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I've kind of criticized Amad for that for a while, the same way I've criticized Garnacho, Rashford, Cunha at times. Like, you got to pass the ball. You have to pass the ball like quicker. And it costs us a couple times in terms of just wasted opportunities. And it will cost us over and over again. So of the overall composition that is Amad, it's like the one kind of criticism I have for him. Not gonna go in on too harsh for it, but it is something that I notice when I do watch him play. We'll talk about Mbeumo, because what a way to come back from AFCON, man. I was worried to start that he was too isolated. He wasn't getting, kind of like Shesko when we play. Like, we weren't finding him. The final ball was just not good enough early on, and we saw a lot of opportunities squandered because the final ball was behind him or too heavy or the timing was off. I think there was a moment where Bruno found him, but like he was finishing tying his shoelace or something in city box, and Bruno won the ball back. And then like Mbeumo wasn't fully ready because he was just getting up from tying his shoe, and he and Bruno had a little go at each other. But the final ball really just missed him out. I thought we looked better with him on the pitch every time we were on the break. I thought we really took advantage of that. And again, we just seem to do better when we're counterattacking side. And I'm not saying like I'm 100% gung-ho for that. It's just an observation that I've noticed. When we have less of the ball, when we hit people on the counters, that's when we look our most dangerous. And maybe it's time, maybe we just start to embrace that. Maybe there's a happy medium in there where we can, like what Carrick's done today, make us a little hard to break down and then also bring in some of that ollie ball with him. Maybe Carrick, for the time being, can find that perfect balance there. But that counterattack where Bruno scored, I mean, that's classic United, and I have nothing but time for that kind of goal, man. What are you guys saying here for Mbeumo? Agile says, sorry, wrong one. Debas says 8.5. Yeah, I'd probably give him like an 8.5 tops. The goal was very, very good. Jim's giving him an 8.5. Agile says 8. Good goal. Had other chances. Yeah. So that's I didn't want to go too high. 8.5 to me is like you're like have an excellent match. it takes a lot for me to give someone like a 9 or a 10. Maybe I'm harsh. I don't know. 10 for me is like you had a hat trick or something, things like that. Or like someone like Lamon's 10 for me is like you made like 10 saves or something and they were good saves and you dominated your box. And I'm like, nah, you're man of the match for me. The boss says Liverpool gets 7 4 minutes. Of course they do. Of course they do. God forbid. But most of you are giving him 8.5. We'll go 8.5 for him. I feel nice right now. I did a special mention, though, for Cunha before we get to Carrick. His first contribution in this match was a last-ditch pearl of a challenge to block a shot in a box. And then, obviously, he got the assist for Dorgu's goal with an excellent ball. Did well in that 1v1. Whipped that ball into a dangerous area, something I need to see more from Dorgu. But Dorgu did well to get on the end of that. Cunha also won 4 out of 5 duels on the night, so excellent performance from him as a cameo. Sometimes it's what you need to do. I said in the preview that I wasn't going to start Cunha today because of what I've seen from him. Not the poor quality in the play, but some of the mentality. And I think Cunha needs to kind of be in that situation where he has to prove himself sometimes. And today I thought he took advantage of that. Yes, he was on the bench. He didn't start. He put Carrick put Dorgu on the left wing instead of him. So, but when he came on, he did exactly what he needed to do. Got the assist, won some duels, made the last ditch, put the effort in, and that's what I need to see. He should have had another assist. If he was offside, he was like literally marginally offside. Maybe if his shoes were a little or his boots were a little more worn down, he wouldn't have been offside. But you guys get 8.5. Debasi's given Cunha 7.5. Yeah, it's hard to give subs too much more, of a high rating just because there's not much time for them to do anything. But yeah, I'd probably give him like a 7 personally. Mad Hatter's giving him a 7 as well. Yeah, what would you guys rate Cunha out of 10 on his substitute appearance? Most of you guys are going 7.5. I'll go 7.5 then. Fuck it. Who cares? It's your guys' channel. Remember, I'm just the guy who just has the ring light. It's your guys' channel. I just said 7.5. Back to his near best. Been crap. Oh, he's been crap. He's gotten a couple goals, right? I feel like in the last 3 or 4 games, despite not being great, but he should have had more. And he needs, like Amad, needs to release that ball a little bit sooner. All right, let's talk about this guy. Michael Carrick. What were your thoughts about Carrick tonight? The way we set up, how we played, his subs, his starting 11. What do you guys make of Karras tonight? Go. I thought we did very, really well. I thought the shape was really good. I thought the way we played was very good. I thought the way he had the individual players play was very good. The way he used Dorgu, the way he used Bruno, the way he had this defense kind of, and the way he had the midfielders kind of getting involved, but also finding a way to be compact. We always seem to have bodies in and around midfield when City were on the ball in our half to kind of just, again, prevent them from doing what they wanted to. And that was good. I thought that Carrick did very, very well today. Let's see. Debas says 10, giving him a 10. Big up. Bexy says spot on. What spot on? Carrick or what I said? I don't know anymore. I just said he was good at Leeds, not good at Burnley and Brighton. Yeah, no, he definitely wasn't. You're right, Cunha. Brought me back to 07-08. We've said that a couple times. We've had a couple moments like that under Amorim as well, to be fair, where just on the counter when you had guys like Mount and people kind of that interchange. Like we've seen it here and there from these players. These players really thrive in the counterattacking system, and I don't have a problem with that, man. Oh no, Niche fans in the house. Big up Niche fans says we have to give Carrick a 5-year deal. He's our man. I literally saw the aura of a young Sir Alex and Michael today. Let's temper it for a second. Let's dial it back a little bit. We don't want to make the same mistakes we've made in the past. We've got time right now. And this is, I think, is one of the things that Ineos have done is they've given themselves some time right now. And this could buy them a lot more time, but it doesn't let them off the hook for a lot of reasons. We're going to talk about that in a second too. Edge, I was giving him an 8.5. I'd probably give him like a 9 personally. So probably in the middle of what you guys are doing. A clean sheet does make a difference too, Agile. Big up. Matt Hatter says, manager of the week, dude. It's so. Do they take like domestic competitions into consideration when they do this? Because he probably should get. This is an important win for him. He's better than Pep. Remember when Ollie had Pep's number 2 though? Dawa, welcome to the channel. I don't know what that says though, so sorry, I have no idea what that says. But Somebody wants to translate for me, let me know. Niche fan's giving him an 11 out of 10. Big up, Niche fan. um, big up, Jim, celebrating 3 months of membership. Big up. You get one of these. Welcome. Yes, guys, check the memberships as well. They are more than just emojis and badges. You get ways to contribute to the content, like starting 11 and Legends members, for instance, can make suggestions for scouting reports, what if episodes. There's a WhatsApp group for those members. Legends members can actually join virtually when Dylan and I are here for the weekly Kickabout show. So always check the memberships, guys. It's the best way to get more involved. I try to get you guys involved as much as I can. Niche fan says, we are back. This is a complete rebirth. It is a renaissance, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? Big up. But yeah, big up, Jim, man. 3 months. Did well, 7.5. Yeah, I'll give him a 9. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 9. So I thought it was a good performance. They did exactly what we. Oh, is that what that means? Well, big up, Dawa. Thank you, man. Welcome to the channel. Well, welcome. We always like seeing new faces in here. Yes. How you doing, boss? How are you doing? um, but well, I mean, I think the best thing I can say for Carrick today, and maybe this has more to do with just fans being excited for one of their own, but like he Old Trafford was in full voice today, like loud singing, and not just like after the goals, right? It was throughout the match. Anyone who was there can probably tell. I mean, you can hear it by TV. Like it was. It hasn't been like that in a while. Old Trafford, like it has not been like that. It's been quiet. I haven't heard the Stretford end. Even when Dylan and I were there a few weeks back, the Stretford end wasn't really singing as much. There hasn't been much to get loud about, right? And today it was night and day difference. We should have been up by 2 at halftime, I think. Amad, again, probably could have made it 3-0 as well if we really want to split hairs. But, I mean, it's 2-0. It's 3 points. It did see us shoot to fourth place for like a second. I think we're still fifth at the moment. Let me just check the table real quick. Could be right back down to sixth or seventh, though, by the end of the day. So there's always that. Liverpool ended up drawing. Leeds beat Fulham. Sunderland beat Palace. West Ham are about to beat Spurs. That's hilarious. So we are fifth at the moment, 35 points. Just 1 point shy of the Scousers. 1 point ahead of Chelsea right now, so that could be helpful. Sunderland, that match. So this is pretty much where we're going to be for till the rest of the weekend. We need some of those other results to go our way, though. Forest need to look out for themselves. West Ham are catching up. I know you guys are talking a lot about Carrick getting the permanent job and whatnot. I still don't think Carrick should get the permanent job personally. I think that this was a great result. I'm very, very happy for him, but he can't. It's not that this is a great opportunity for him. He will go on and get another job. You're going to look at teams like West Ham, Fulham, even, who knows? He'll get another job. I'm not worried about that, but we can't use this as an excuse to that. And like Jim says, we did get the new manager bounce. We did. We absolutely did. I have no problem with that. It's tough for Frank. It's a lot of it is his own doing, child. The way a lot of Spurs fans are just not happy with him and his decisions, man. Let's see. We do need to stay consistent, Bexy. Yeah, if we can keep this up, we could get Champions League football. He really could, but we can't use it as an excuse to not appoint a new manager, and we definitely can't use it as an excuse to not sign a player. These clowns need to go ahead and sign a player. We're supposedly, according to Ben Jacobs, we're talking to some mystery midfielder. You guys can go check out the post page to vote on what you might think that mean. Is it Bollocks? Is it Loftus Cheek? Is it Carney Chukwuemeka? Is it somebody else? Y'all go let me know what you think. I could go either way, whether I think it's actually a thing or if it's just complete PR bollocks, but who knows? Niche fan says, I believe this was our destiny. We've been wandering in the wilderness for 10 plus years. Carrick will lead us back to the promised land. I genuinely believe something spiritual. Well, there's something to be said for new manager bounce. There's something to be said when it's one of your own, a club legend who's doing it, and doing it like we saw today. Again, I'm still the plan, because if you appoint Carrick in the summer, that means again we spent the second half of the season without a plan, and that to me is worrying. We can't do that. We have to have a plan. Man, it says Frank has to get the sank. Oh shit. Danny says ass cheek or bollocks. Um, yeah. So we'll see what happens by the time we get to the end of the season. I'm going to take that off there now because I love it. It is what it is. Um, did you guys hear the pundits getting out the violin for young Elaine? For fuck's sake, man. They're getting out the violin for him, talking about, oh, he's 20 years old, fresh from the academy, whatever, fresh back from his loan in the Manchester Derby. It's going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough. But then they're like baying at the teeth right now for Dallo to get the red card. Like I can't remember who the commentator was for this on USA, but he could not stop complaining the entire match about Dallo not getting a red card. It's absolute fucking nonsense, man. Like, I'd like to know his thoughts on the disallowed goal we got against Burnley when Kyle Walker was absolutely diving to the ground like a fucking idiot in that match to get that goal disallowed. Like, it's so transparently biased from some of these commentators and these pundits sometimes. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, it's embarrassing. I'd be mad if I wasn't just embarrassed for these guys, but it's ridiculous. And speaking of bias, like, Anthony Taylor can get absolutely fucked as well, man. Especially after Pep complained about refereeing decision a few days ago. Like, you have to know that played into his mind, because some of the shit that City were getting away with was just absolutely ridiculous, man. Throwing themselves to the ground every chance they get. We weren't getting anything called for us. He wasn't even playing an advantage for some of the shit. He was just letting it go, man. I was getting so annoyed by this guy. Jim says 100% agree. Carrick should move on this summer. Yeah, it's not even that for me, it's less about Carrick and more about what it says about us as a club and our structure if we decide to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just says that we literally spent the second half of the season not even trying to come up with a plan if that's what we're going to do. It's an easy way out. It's an easy excuse. And we can't do it because of what it says about about Ineos and their ambition. We cannot let them get off the hook. Just like we can't let them get off the hook this January without making an addition to the squad. We have to bring in a midfielder. You saw Casemiro today. You have to bring in a midfielder. Look at what City are doing. Look at what Spurs are doing, for fuck's sake, bringing in Conor Gallagher. Position they probably wasn't their top priority. They probably needed to bring in a striker or something, but they went ahead and did that. Like, we have to do something. We can't wait all season. We can't wait till the end of January. Danny says the ref was, yeah, they were Anthony Taylor was fucking dog shit today. And each fan that says the Dallo one should have been a red, but God was smiling on us today. That's what I mean about something spiritual happening. Well, we will keep the faith, man. We will keep the faith. Matt Hatter says seeing Holland subbed off for a deputy was great. Yeah. And that's Leacha. Like I said, maybe Holland was too tired from picking up and carrying Leacha, right? According to Scholesy and Nicky Butt. Like, just cancel your podcast. This is the thing about Scholes. Like, club legend, nice guy. When Dylan and I met him a couple weeks ago, he's super, super nice. He spent some time with a bunch of kids in the lobby of Salford's like suite area. Super nice. But his analysis is like next level shit because he doesn't watch football. He said it himself, Scholesy. He doesn't watch football. So why the hell are you trying to give analysis if you don't watch football, man? Like, this is like his level of football analysis is up there with like what you hear on Sirius XM or ESPN FC or any of these idiots who don't watch. They don't know what they're doing. Like, and it's just the most basic level of analysis. So we love you, Scholesy, but you just got to stop trying to give analysis. Like, this is a guy who wanted Eddie Howe to be manager. Now, Eddie Howe has his merits as manager, but is that really the guy you think could manage Manchester United? Probably not. Probably not. Agile says, no sentiment again. Let's just focus on this season. Yeah. Ineos have a lot to do right now, and they can't let themselves off the hook. Niche says, I love Jim, love his channel, but I couldn't disagree more. We need to give him the contract immediately. Michael Carrick has been. I'm starting to feel like you're a rival fan. He'll do good. I want him to do well. I want us to have a new manager bounce. I want him to set us up in a way that gets us playing good football, that gets the most out of these players, that starts making us hard to beat, starts allowing us to score chances. But we can't. And it's okay to disagree. Like, this is my opinion. That's your opinion. It is what I'm. I don't have a problem with anybody disagreeing. My point is not like I don't have the channel because I think I'm right and I just talk. I get everybody get their chances. But again, if you've watched the channel for a while, you know my rules when it comes to the opinions. You got to tell me why. And so that's all I ask. And you're doing that. And we disagree. It is what it is. I kind of had a feeling some people would do this if we won today, but we have to wait and see what happens. But I still don't think he should be given the job full time. Not again, has nothing to do with Carrick himself, but we cannot put ourselves in the same situation that we did when Ollie was here and stuff, because it's an easy out for Ineos, and we cannot give Ineos easy outs. We have to keep the pressure on. We have to keep holding them accountable. We have to keep demanding that they do. I post every single day on Twitter and tag the club, sign a midfielder, and Carrick doesn't count. Sign a midfielder immediately. Like we have to. But that's going to do it for me, you guys. Please, 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 please make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Please go hype a couple of the old videos on your phone if you can. It really does help the channel. I appreciate the discussion today. Niche fan, never shy away from sharing your opinion. It's okay to disagree. I like it when people have different perspectives. That's what makes this world great, right? It's why we love having these conversations, man. So, but thank you I'm joking about the rival fan, dude. Don't worry about it. Don't take it so seriously. But let me go plug my pep tears back into my IV drip and get that going again because my throat's sore. But come back tomorrow. We will do my 3 takeaways from this match tomorrow later on. So be sure to stop by and catch that sometime tomorrow. You guys will see it pop up. But remember, 20% off in the UVE store right now for the next couple days. There's a link below. You can click on any of the sample products below the video player. That'll take you right to the store as well. We got some new designs in there as well, some designs that are harkening back to the Newton Heath days, so go check that out as well. And then, yeah, check those memberships too. It's the best way to get involved in the channel and make sure your voice is heard in different ways. Suggestions for scouting reports, what if episode ideas, the WhatsApp group. Again, just because the stream ends doesn't mean the conversation has to. So starting 11 Legends members, you have access to that as well. But until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy being 5th for a hot second. And who knows, maybe we can get something against Arsenal. Again, it is bittersweet, right? It's bittersweet that this could give Arsenal a big, big leg up in their title. We just have to go and beat them next, I guess. I mean, that's what we're going to do. Niche fan, I hope you're right. I hope Carrick turns it around again. And we do the same thing again next week against Arsenal. But until then, you guys, take it easy. Enjoy your day. Stay warm. Stay safe. I will see you guys on the next one. Later.